The richest royal wives in the Arab world don't chase fame, but they hold more power than most presidents. These are sheikhs, queens, and princesses who move billions, shape cultures, and live lives sealed behind palace gates. Some run global charities that influence policy. Others build empires from art, education, or quiet diplomacy. A few vanish from public view, only to leave behind legacies that outlive entire governments. They're not just royal by title, they're strategists, reformers, and cultural architects. These aren't side characters in a royal story. These women are steering the future and rewriting the rules of power in the Arab world. But how do they navigate a world built on tradition and secrecy? What choices do they make behind closed doors out of loyalty, love, or ambition? Watch till the end, because today, we're going inside the lives they don't want you to see. 10th Sheikha Moza bint Nasser. In a kingdom fueled by gas riches and bound by tradition, one woman dared to redefine the boundaries of influence. Sheikha Moza bint Nasser of Qatar isn't just a royal figurehead. She's the architect of Qatar's global identity and a powerful voice in education and reform. Married to Sheikh Hamad bin Khalifa Al Thani, the former Emir of Qatar, Sheikha Moza rose alongside her husband as he transformed Qatar from a sleepy peninsula into a heavyweight on the world stage. But unlike many royal wives who remain behind the scenes, Moza stepped directly into the spotlight, shaping not only public policy, but global perceptions. Her position as chairperson of the Qatar Foundation gave her direct access to the country's vast wealth, estimated at over $335 billion. Under her guidance, the foundation has poured billions into science, research, and education. From the gleaming campuses of Education City to global partnerships with Ivy League institutions, Moza's vision turned Qatar into a regional academic hub. Her influence extended to media as well, helping launch Al Jazeera, a move that gave Qatar a sharp voice in global discourse. Fashion magazines praise her as one of the most elegant women in the world, often appearing on best-dressed lists at international galas. Yet, her true legacy is far deeper than couture. She has redefined what a royal wife can be in a conservative society: visible, powerful, and intellectually engaged. Through her style, diplomacy, and strategic role in reshaping education across the Arab world, Sheikha Moza has proved that influence isn't about visibility alone. It's about vision, and she has plenty of it. 9. Princess Haya bint Hussein. There are escapes that make history, and Haya's was one of them. Princess Haya bint Hussein's story is unlike any other. Born to Jordan's beloved King Hussein and Queen Aliyah, Haya was a royal by blood. But she quickly built her own identity through sports, diplomacy, and activism. Her early years were filled with elite education, equestrian competitions, and United Nations appearances. She seemed destined for a peaceful life of service and tradition, until her marriage to Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai, shifted the arc of her life. For years, she played the role of the glamorous royal wife with perfection, attending royal events, representing the UAE abroad, and promoting humanitarian causes. A skilled equestrian, she even competed in the Olympics, representing Jordan. But behind the scenes, a much darker reality unfolded. In 2019, she stunned the world by fleeing Dubai with her 2 children and seeking asylum in the United Kingdom. In court, she revealed allegations of threats, surveillance, and fear for her safety. The divorce proceedings revealed a staggering financial settlement over $700 million and an even more staggering human cost. What made Princess Haya's story so powerful wasn't just the headlines or the escape. It was the strength it took to stand up to one of the most powerful men in the region and survive. She emerged not as a victim, but as a symbol of courage, dignity, and the complexity of royal life behind the closed doors of wealth and tradition. 8. Queen Rania of Jordan. Queen Rania is often seen as the modern face of Arab royalty. Born in Kuwait to Palestinian parents and educated in business, she wasn't born into royal life. She met Prince Abdullah of Jordan at a dinner party, and the rest, as they say, became history. When he ascended the throne in 1999, Queen Rania was just 28 years old. Since then, she has redefined what it means to be a queen, not just in Jordan, but on the global stage. She is best known for her outspoken advocacy in areas like education, youth empowerment, digital literacy, and women's rights. Unlike many royal wives who stay behind veils of tradition, Queen Rania uses social media, TED Talks, and interviews to engage directly with the world. Her fashion is impeccable, earning her praise from international media. But her focus is never just image. She launched initiatives like the Queen Rania Foundation for Education and Development, as well as multiple literacy and teacher training programs that reach across the Arab world. Though her net worth is private, the Hashemite royal family has been linked to millions in offshore accounts, revealed by leaks like the Panama Papers. Yet her support base remains strong, especially among younger Jordanians and Arab reformists who see in her a bold modern role model. To many, Queen Rania is more than a queen. She's a bridge between East and West, tradition and change, privilege and responsibility. 7. Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum Al Maktoum. Every empire has its architect in the shadows. Unlike her more publicly visible counterparts, Sheikha Hind bint Maktoum Al Maktoum operates from a position of quiet authority. As the senior wife of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, she occupies a central yet understated role in the royal family. Married since 1979, she is the mother of 12 of his children, including the Crown Prince of Dubai, Sheikh Hamdan. She lives in Zabil Palace, one of the most luxurious and secretive royal residences in the Gulf. While she rarely appears in public or speaks to the press, her influence within the family and city-state is significant. Her philanthropic work includes numerous health and humanitarian programs across the UAE, often in her name, but rarely under the spotlight. Whether funding hospitals, building schools, or organizing social support systems for low-income families, Sheikha Hind's reach is widespread. She embodies traditional Emirati values of discretion, modesty, and service. But make no mistake, those who work within Dubai's ruling circles know her as a key figure behind many of the Emirates' long-term strategies. Her silence is not absence. It's power wielded without noise. 6. Sheikha Al-Mayasa bint Hamad Al-Thani. Cultural revolutions aren't always loud. Sometimes they're curated gallery by gallery, masterpiece by masterpiece. Sheikha Al-Mayasa may not be the Emir's wife, but as the sister of Qatar's ruler and head of Qatar Museums, she controls cultural assets worth billions. Born into Qatar's ruling Al Thani family, she quickly took on a role that's rare for women in Gulf royalty, global art mogul. As chairperson of Qatar Museums, she's responsible for the country's dramatic expansion into the art world, curating collections that rival the greatest in Europe. Under her leadership, Qatar purchased some of the world's most expensive pieces like Cézanne's Card Players for $250 million and Gauguin's When Will You Marry for nearly $300 million. These weren't vanity buys. They were investments designed to elevate Qatar's image as a cultural capital. And they worked. Museums like the National Museum of Qatar and the Museum of Islamic Art are now recognized globally, with designs from architectural legends like Jean Nouvel and I.M. Pei. Sheikha Al-Mayasa's approach is visionary. She sees art as diplomacy, as soft power, and as a legacy Qatar can build when oil no longer rules the world. She once said, "We are revising our past to pave the way for our future." Few women have the resources or the strategic clarity to do just that. 5. Sheikha Salama bint Hamdan Al Nahyan Abu Dhabi's creative future has a quiet guardian. Sheikha Salama bint Hamdan, the wife of the UAE's president and crown prince of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, is a name deeply respected in elite cultural and philanthropic circles. While she rarely appears in public, her foundation, the Salama bint Hamdan Al Nahyan Foundation, has quietly become one of the UAE's most impactful institutions. Focused on health, education, and the arts, it funds early childhood development initiatives, community programs, and art scholarships for emerging Emirati artists. Her influence helped bring major cultural projects like the Louvre Abu Dhabi into being. Through her foundation, she not only preserves Emirati heritage, but also helps incubate a future generation of creatives and thought leaders. It's a blend of cultural preservation and innovation that defines her legacy. Despite her enormous reach, Sheikha Salama is known for being warm, approachable, and humble. Staff and collaborators often speak of her personal involvement in projects, her willingness to listen, and her passion for empowering young people. In a region where royal women are often symbolically powerful but operationally distant, Salama is an exception, engaged, influential, and quietly transformative. 4. Princess Amira Al Tawil. Some women marry into power, others build it from scratch. Princess Amira Al Tawil's journey is one of the most inspiring and unexpected among royal women. Born into a modest Saudi family, she rose to fame after marrying billionaire Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. The marriage opened doors to royal palaces, private jets, and access to one of the richest men in the Arab world. But she didn't stop at being a royal spouse, she became a voice. During their marriage, Amira became a champion for women's rights, pushing boundaries that few dared to cross in the ultra-conservative Saudi system. 3. Princess Lala Salma. It's not easy to vanish when your face once lit up an entire kingdom. Lala Salma of Morocco is one of the most enigmatic figures in modern royalty. When she married King Mohammed VI in 2002, she broke Moroccan tradition by becoming the first royal wife to be granted a public title and image. Red-haired, elegant, and highly educated, she quickly captivated the Moroccan public. Lala Salma didn't limit herself to ceremonial appearances. She founded the Lala Salma Foundation for Cancer Prevention and Treatment, creating a sweeping network of clinics and awareness campaigns across the country. She represented Morocco at global health conferences and brought a modern sensibility to her role. But sometime around 2018, she disappeared from public view. No official statement was made, but widespread speculation pointed to a divorce. Despite the silence, her foundation continues to operate, and her image remains untarnished. Her absence is felt, but so is her legacy. She may no longer be seen beside the king, but in the hearts of many Moroccans, Lala Salma is still the symbol of grace, strength, and quiet change. 2. Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. In the heart of the UAE's rise stood a woman whose influence quietly sculpted the nation's identity. Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, wife of founding father Sheikh Zayed, wasn't just a royal figure. She was a driving force behind education, family reform, and women's rights. In 1975, she launched the country's first women's union, championing literacy, maternity rights, and workplace protections in a society still rooted in tradition. She didn't seek the spotlight, yet her impact was massive. Global organizations like the UN and UNESCO honored her for humanitarian leadership. Her programs helped bring Emirati women into parliament, business, and global diplomacy. Known as the Mother of the Nation, she laid the groundwork for generations of women to rise. Sheikha Fatima's legacy isn't just written into laws, it lives in classrooms, courtrooms, and boardrooms. In a region where royal power often remains symbolic, she used hers to shift a nation. Quietly, permanently. 1. Sheikha Jawahar bint Mohammed Al-Qasimi. Some royals rule with policy, others lead with empathy. In the Emirate of Sharjah, Sheikha Jawahar bint Mohammed Al-Qasimi has emerged as one of the Arab world's most compassionate and effective humanitarians. As the wife of His Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al-Qasimi, she holds the title of First Lady, but she's earned the title of advocate, reformer, and protector by action. Her efforts have transformed lives far beyond palace walls. She founded the Big Heart Foundation, which has delivered aid to refugees across the globe, from food and healthcare to education and shelter. Her leadership in global relief earned her international recognition, especially for her unwavering support of displaced children and families affected by war and disaster. But Sheikha Jawahar didn't stop at charity, she turned empathy into infrastructure. She chairs the Nama Women Advancement Establishment and the Supreme Council for Family Affairs, overseeing programs that help women launch businesses, lead companies, and step into roles once considered impossible. In a region where traditional values run deep, she carved out modern opportunities without challenging cultural identity, proving that progress and heritage can evolve side by side. Sheikha Jawahar's influence also reaches into the arts, education, and youth development. Through forums, foundations, and public platforms, she's built a blueprint for sustainable social change. And in doing so, she's become more than a royal wife. She's a symbol of what compassionate, thoughtful leadership can look like in the modern Arab world. These royal wives are more than luxurious gowns and ceremonial appearances. They are the architects of influence, culture, and reform. Behind the gates of their palaces are minds that mold futures through diplomacy, philanthropy, and vision. They live untouchable lives, not because of privilege alone, but because of the positions they've carved for themselves in a world ruled by tradition and power. Which one surprised you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this peek behind the velvet curtain, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to press that bell icon for more untold royal stories.